Oh god. You know what? Fuck it. I've at least restocked on clusters and crystals. Primal Rend is the most satisfying skill to use, and no one will ever be able to change my mind.
Also, very much looking forward to that like giant Earth Hammer follow-up. It's
Oh my god, yeah. It makes me want to just tank next expansion. Like, it looks so much fun. Ooh, third chamber.
Ah, excellent. Here's another terrible dungeon. So this is the Tower of Thought. This is the first dungeon in Endwalker. It's not very fun. All of the bosses are really annoying, and there's way too much trash. Which is a shame, because the rest of the Endwalker dungeons are actually really good. But there's also a location you go to in Final Fantasy IV. That's kind of neat. So anyway, I started blasting.
We love that.
These stupid giant armored things have way too much health. It could also be the fact that the Reaper is new. Wait. Oh yeah, no, she's new. That could be why things are taking a little bit. Everything's very fleshy and weird. Like, the dungeon isn't terrible. Like, don't get me wrong. No dungeon in this game is like absolutely insufferably terrible.
Yeah.
Well, I say that.
Well, honestly, I can't think of any of them that are like, I would just leave if I got. And I would definitely leave if I had to do some fractals.
Yeah, I would leave if I had to do some WoW dungeons. So Yeah, like I might complain like, oh, I don't like this dungeon as much as the others, but none of them are like awful. They're all good. Some are just a lot less good. But holy fuck, the bosses are annoying. Like I will firmly stand in that opinion. Speaking of bosses, so here's the first one. Every single boss in this dungeon is a member of the Magus Sisters. And here's Mindy. The Magus Sisters are, of course, famous summons from the Final Fantasy series. This guy just slowed and he's slowly making his way over. It's really funny to watch. Oh, Thunder. I think she always does the same ones.
We did it again.
Good job.
That is an arena.
This is the final room of the treasure dungeon boss. And the boss is kind of cool because it's a Sphinx and his little tell for the mechanic is his speech bubble. And it's in a riddle.
The face is giving me PTSD flashbacks to Barthandelus.
Oh god, yeah, that's a good point.
I can't unsee that.
Well, Barthandelus was just a Sphinx, I thought.
I mean,
I can still hear his
he was
annoying-ass droning voice saying all that, like, freaking gibberish bullshit that he said.
He was kind of just like the Space Pope or something. I don't know. Like,
he was.
Fuck him. I hate him.
Really lame fucking villain. I'm just gonna say that.
I hate that guy.
Yeah, Dively kind of sucked as a villain. Like he was so generic and boring. And like the only good thing about him is that I didn't see the twist of him being a Fal'Cie coming. I thought that was actually pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
But he does the thing that I hate that games do, which is where he just shows up constantly. And he's just a constant presence, and he's always showing up and speaking in these weird, cryptic ass, like, ooh, what does it mean to be in the sea? Don't you think you'd be better off doing something that you're trying not to do? And then Snow tries to punch him, and he fails. and then he flies off, like after giving you like a cryptic hint about where to go next. That's his whole thing. I hate it. Whereas, even though I still retain my opinion that Sephiroth is a really overrated bad guy, he hardly ever shows up, and when he does, it's really impactful.
Who?
Sephiroth. I was talking about like how the frickin' Pope is always in your face, and he shows up constantly, and he does the same thing every time. He shows up and says a bunch of cryptic bullshit about how the sea, and you don't know what you're actually doing, and you should listen to me, and then Snow tries to punch him and gets wrecked, and then he flies off after giving you like a cryptic clue about where to go next. Whereas, like, it is like the direct opposite to him would be like Sephiroth, who hardly ever shows up, and when he does, it's really impactful. Whereas every time Daisley showed up, I was like, oh god, not again. Am I gonna have to fight him again? And fighting him 3 times sucked. Like, it took absolutely any impact he had as a bad guy out. Because by the time we reached the final boss, I was like, I've beaten you twice already. What do I have to be, like, worried about? You're just gonna do the same shit you always do. And then he becomes orphaned, and that fight sucks. But he was such a just weak-ass bad guy.
Yeah. Update on my run. I found Hanging Chadwick.
Oh, good.
Is he negative?
He's not negative, but he is foil.
Yeah. Oh, okay, okay. Well, that's always good too, though.
He's also eternal.
Is this? Oh yeah, okay. So we fought Mindy. Here's Sandy. Or excuse me, Sanduruva, as she's called in this game. It's like, no, you're Sandy. But it's like in a game with already a bunch of really weak, non-interesting characters, he just doesn't stand out.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, the game had a few really interesting characters, like Saz. Saz was a really compelling character, and not just because he was entertaining, but because seeing him go from like this upbeat, quirky dad to wanting to kill himself after he sees his son get crystallized.
Yep.
Only they
really
didn't,
hard.
if only they didn't make him every black stereotype known to man.
That's also true.
That's very true.
Which-
The duality of Saz, like, if they hadn't made him every black stereotype, I think it would have been better.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, really no argument here. They could have done better in his design, but I still found him easily the most interesting character.
Oh yeah, he was, and for the right reasons. Like I said, I really liked how he went from, you know, upbeat, quirky dad to I'm gonna kill myself.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like genuinely, really emotionally impactful in a game of otherwise not really impactful moments. Like, I'm trying to think of like impactful moments that game had, and I'm struggling. Like, I would say Hope's mom dying, but who gives a shit? Like, literally, who gives a shit? You knew her for, what, 2 seconds?
Yeah, you didn't know her very long. It's true. I'm trying to think, like...
Sarah, like, finding Sarah and her turning Crystal, I didn't even really care about that. Because, like, again, we didn't know her. We didn't get to know her at all. And just, I had a feeling the whole game that, oh, she's gonna be fine. Like, as soon as we finish the game, she's gonna be fine. Like, someone from our party is going to die.
I think another thing that has definitely colored my opinion on that game as far as like just playing it is concerned is that not only are there like there's like a very clear divide in like overall character effectiveness in the game based on the way the game
like
wants you to
gameplay?
play. Yeah, like I'm talking like tier list like here. Like
Oh, yeah.
and the problem is that the two characters who are clearly worse than the others are the most interesting character and the one that for as much of a
Because Saz fucking sucks. You never use him.
Saz sucks and Snow sucks and
Yeah.
Snow, like, for as dumb as he is and as much as I don't like him, like, he has much more of an impact on the overall story of Final Fantasy 13 than most of the other characters in the game.
You don't use any of them. You use Hope, Fang, Vanille, and Lightning.
That's it. Yeah, well, yeah, you use Lightning and Fang, and then you you decide who's healing today. Like,
exactly. It's Vanille if you need poison, which poison is broken in that game.
yeah, and it's Hope if you just want more damage.
Yeah, Hope if you want magic. And then you just set Fang Sentinel and never worry about anything ever again.
Yep, because like
And then Lightning just deal all the damage.
Are you still signed into Final Fantasy?
I am. I'm doing a dungeon.
Whenever you're done, come get this stuff from me.
Okay.
Saz's best role is a role that isn't necessary.
What,
The synergist.
Yeah, the synergist. I never had a reason to ever use it. In fact, when it was introduced, I was like, this is fucking stupid. Would I ever use this?
Like the amount of damage you do when you like break the amount of damage you do when you break the enemy is like way more than enough anyway. Like you don't need to buff people. It's sad because I could see it being a fun playstyle, but there's no reason to use it.
You know, you could just dagger or something and just beat the shit out of it. I did really like the gameplay on paper. I just don't think it was implemented super well. Because, like, the idea of, like, changing jobs mid-fight and, like, using that to effectively combat whatever you're fighting is a really neat idea.
Yeah, it's a strong idea, but
Like I said, they just did not implement it super well.
yeah,
It
definitely.
also didn't help that a lot of the enemies were just damage sponges.
Yeah, many of them were.
Looking at Bartandalus in particular, the time, like, I think it's the second time you fight him.
Yeah, that fight feels like forever.
When you go to Pulse, and the reason is because he keeps spamming this ability that gets rid of all your buffs, and he's got so much health that you kind of have to buff to make it go faster. and then he just gets rid of it. And then his little stupid faces doing their auto attacks do so much damage that you're like, oh shit, well I gotta stop to, you know, heal again.
The game also doesn't explain the Crystarium very well.
No, it doesn't. You're right.
I think that's my other big complaint, because I imagine if it did a better job of doing that, then I probably wouldn't have found the difficulty curve to be so weird.
Yeah. But I did notice that the game took an extremely annoying like difficulty spike as soon as you left Cocoon and you got to Pulse. Like everything just started hitting like a truck and taking ages to kill. And I'm like, yes, I get it. This is like the open world zone and you want us to grind now, but
Yeah, right around chapter 9 is where I felt that the most.
which chapter was 9?
9 was the first Barthandelus fight.
Oh, well, when you go onto the excuse me, when you board the Palamecia and you like go and meet the Pope and find out that he's actually a Palsy.
Yeah, that sounds right. Then 11 was the second fight. And I think that was after the game opens up. Finally.
That was the end of Pulse, and then you go back to Cocoon.
Right. That's what it is.
And then you're just immediately back on rails again.
Yep.
Oh, the healer's dead.
Hell yeah.
This is alive.
Okay, I've reached the final boss. Now I have to hope that I have enough points, and I am already hating this this boss blind.
If we can just, I'll say, if we can kill Cindy, we won't need the healer anymore. Because once Cindy is dead, they stop doing Delta attack. And then Mindy and Sandy just basically die instantly. Okay. Cindy's dead. Luckily we have a paladin here. Paladin has clemency, which is a heal that heals them for more if they cast it on someone else.
Interesting.
I guess
Gotta hope that this is enough points. Come on. Yay, a plus 20. We're good.
we managed to do the last half of that fight without a healer, which is fine because, like I said, if we didn't have a paladin here, it probably wouldn't have been possible. I don't know, warrior might have been able to do it,
You dealt with that pretty well. Thanks, Jimbo.
but thanks, Jimbo. I did deal with this pretty well.
Some of the decks in this game, I swear, as I'm rotating through these decks while I'm climbing, like some of the decks that do these really cool things, like it takes me so many tries to clear the stake, and then I get to blue and yellow, which are like two of the simplest decks in the game, and I feel like I always clear them first try. So weird. really just, I guess it goes to show just how much having a good economy matters in this game.
Mm-hmm.
The yellow deck, you just start with 10 extra dollars, and the blue deck, you get one more hand to play every round. So that's, you know, that's an extra dollar, essentially.
True. Excuse me. All right. Let's see what trial we get.
Wait, no, come back.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. I forgot.
No, I need you. I need you to craft it. I could probably craft it, but
Where are you?
I'm at my house. I don't know how much cloth I need for each piece, so...
It's one piece of cloth, please.
Really? Well, could you make me the sleeveless top, the shoes, and the pants? Then you can have the last one?
I have the whole set, so you can just sell the last piece of cloth.
Well, I was saying that you could sell it as payment for, my schnibblies.
You want the full set, yes.
I already have the sleeved top.
So sleeveless pants
Shoes.
and shoes. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll let you know what I need. So for the shoes, I need 2 pieces of Deinosuchus leather.
I don't know what that is. You'll have to link it. How many?
2 pieces.
Okay.
And then for the sleeveless vest, I need 2 pieces of garnet cotton. And 1 soft silver ingot.
Hold on. One at a time. How many cotton? 2?
2 pieces.
Okay.
And then for the pants, I need
Oh.
another 2 pieces of garnet cotton.